Hi, this is Evan here, Molendinarius, and we are continuing on with Virgil, the Bucolicon Liber, and we are in the first eclogue on line 23 in Edward's edition. What I'm going to do is read the synthetical order first. That's the rearranged order, so it's in natural prose structure. Then we're going to look at the Latin as Virgil wrote it as a poem, and then translation, notes, and then revise the Latin sections again. Sic ego noveram catulos esse similes canibus. Sic ego noveram haedos esse similes matribus. Sic ego solebam componere magna negotia parvis negotiis. Verum haec curbs Roma extulit sum caput tantum inter alias urbes, quantum cupressi solent extollere sua capita inter lenta viburna. Moliboius, et quae tanta causa videndi Romam fuit tibi, and then Titere answers, libertas, quae libertas licet illa venerit sera, tamen illa respexit me inertem. Postquam barba cadebat canditior mihi tondenti eam, tamen illa respexit me, et illa venit longo tempore post. Postquam Amaryllis habet nos, et Galatea reliquit nos. Now the Latin as written by Virgil. Sic canibus catulos similes, sic matribus haedos, noram, sic parvis componere magna solebam, verum haec tantalias inter caput extulit urbes, quantum lenta solent inter viburna cupressi. Et quae tanta fuit Romam tibi causa videndi. Libertas, quae sera tamen respexit inertem, candidior postquam tondenti barba cadebat. Respexit tamen, et longo post tempore venit, postquam nos Amaryllis habet Galatea reliquit. And the translation of the words running through. So, sic noram. In this way, I had known catulos, little dogs, baby dogs, similes canibus, are like dogs themselves, grown-up dogs. Sic haedos matribus, kids to their mother goats. Sic solebam, thus I used, componere magna, to compare big things, parvis, to small things. Verum haec, but she, extulit caput, has lifted up her head, tantum, so as much, inter alias urbes, amid other cities, quantum cupressi solent, as cypresses are used to lifting up their heads, inter lenta viburna, amidst pliant shrubs. Moliboius. Et quae causa, and what reason, tanta, so great, fuit tibi, was there to you, videndi Romam, of seeing Rome. And Titere says, libertas, freedom, quae sera, which late, tamen, yet, respexit inertem, looked on me as lazy, postquam, after that, barba cadebat candidior, my beard was becoming whiter, tondenti, to me, cutting it. Respexit tamen, she looked on me, however, et longo tempore post, and a long while afterwards, venit, she came. Postquam, since the time that Amaryllis, habet nos, has us, Galatea reliquit, Galatea left us. Now, Edwards has run a free translation, which I'm going to run through with you. In this way, I knew that little puppies were like dogs and baby goats like mother goats. So I was accustomed to compare big things with small things. But that city has lifted its head as high amidst other cities as cypresses are accustomed to lift theirs amidst waving shrubbery. Moliboyos. And what is so urgent the cause that you had of seeing Rome? And Tityrus says, freedom, emancipation, which, though late, yet looked upon me lazily. After that, a greyer beard was falling from me when I shaved. It looked on me, however, and a long time afterwards it came. Since Amaryllis possesses me, Galatea left me. I'm going to run through one more time in the Latin, and then we're going to look at the English notes for this section. Sic canibus catulos similes, sic matribus haidos, noram sic parvis componere magna soleba, verum aec tanto alias inter caput extulit urbes, quantum lenta solent inter viburna cupressi. Et quae tanta fuit Romam tibi causa videndi, libertas quae sera, tamen respexit inertem, candidior postquam tondenti barba cadebat. Respexit tamen, et longo post tempore venit, postquam nos Amaryllis habet Galatea reliquit. And the notes. Viburnum is called in English the traveller's tree. It's a shrub. It grows in little groups of trees, copses, and by the sides of roads. And it has very flexible and very tough branches, and it's much used to bind faggots. That means collections of wood that are going to be used in the fire. So you have like a bundle of wood and you tie it round with the branches, which are flexible, of the viburnum. And so the Latin name seems to have been derived from is viere, which means to bind or tie up. And Virgil, by this comparison, as Servius has observed, gives Moilibus to understand that Rome differed from other cities in type as well as in size. So it surpassed them in grandeur and in extent, and they were merely like lamps held up in comparison with the sun, or in the language of shepherds, like lowly shrubs beside stately cypress trees. Verse 28 is problematic. So, libertas quae sera tamen respexit inertem. Commentators are not agreed about what this verse means, or the next one. Many of them have candidior to agree with libertas and not with barba. So liberty looked upon me more favorably or more benignly, while others oppose this acceptation of candidior and contend for whiter beard. So Roaius gives 4 possible solutions of the difficulty contained in the grammar in this passage, but all of them are unsatisfactory. The liberty spoken of may not mean emancipation from actual slavery, but freedom from the state of being a hired servant, and freedom too from the clutches of love for this person, Galatea. Freedom from unthrifty habits, from ignorance of the world, from misapplication of talent, and from unprofitable pursuits. So it could be any of these. Take your pick on how to read this verse. Although some think that by Amaryllis we have an allegorical reference to Rome, and that Galatea is an allegorical reference to the smaller town of Mantua, which would then follow the theme of this section. Others, perhaps more defensibly, think that Amaryllis is merely a fictitious name for a present worthy girlfriend that Tityrus had, and Galatea a former abandoned girlfriend. So just like Mantua was the love of his life, the beautiful city, then Rome took over as the love of his life, just like he had a former girlfriend and a present girlfriend. So let's look over this one more time. I'm going to read the synthetical order again, because I think that's useful. And then we're going to look at the Latin of Virgil again. So, sic ego noveram catulos esse similes canibus, sic ego noveram haedos esse similes matribus, sic ego solebam componere magna negotia parvis negotis, verum haec urbs Roma extulit sum caput tantum inter alias urbes quantum cupressi solent extollere sua capita inter lenta viburna, et quae tanta causa videndi Romam fuit tibi. Libertas, quae libertas licet illa venerit sera, tamen illa respexit me in ertem, postquam barba cadebat candidior mihi tondenti eam. Tamen illa respexit me, et illa venit longo tempore post, postquam Amaryllis habet nos, et Galatea reliquit nos. And finally, let's look at the Latin in the original, and that'll be the end of this section, lines 23 through to lines 31. Of the first eclogue. Sic canibus catulos similes, sic matribus haedos, noram sic parvis componere magna solebam, verum haec tantum alias inter caput extulit urbes, quantum lenta solent inter viburna cupressi, et quae tanta fuit Romam tibi causa videndi, libertas quae sera tamen respexit in ertem candidior postquam tondenti barba cadebat, respexit tamen et longo post tempore venit, postquam nos Amaryllis habet, Galatea reliquit. And that's the end of this section, as I said, lines 23 to 31 of the first eclogue.